Well, hello and welcome. I'm Miss Heard with Miss Heard Song Lyrics Podcast. We're at season 5, episode 219. I'm excited about this one. My first ever Miss Heard with Peter Gabriel. The Miss Heard song lyric is, I get it right. I kick the habit, kick the habit, kick the habit. Shave my skin, shave my skin. And then the correct lyrics is, I get it right. I kick the habit, kick the habit, kick the habit. Shed my skin, shed my skin. You guessed it, it's Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. And it is a song that I remember from the 80s. I'm excited to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. So let's begin. So who is Peter Brian Gabriel? He was born back on February 13th, 1950. He's an English musician. Of course, rose to fame when he was the original lead singer of Genesis, for those that didn't know that. And Genesis is known for their progressive rock or prog rock. And I have a lot of friends, doing shout out to Russ, Ben, all these folks, Eric, that just love prog rock. So what is it? Because I didn't know it was even called that until I started to get to know friends that love it. So it's short for progressive rock. It's a kind of genre of rock music where it was developed in the UK and United States probably in the mid to late 1960s, really popular in the 70s. And it is what they call an emergence of psychedelic bands who like abandoned standard pop traditions, more favoring more instrumentation, compositional techniques, and more frequently associated with jazz, folk, or classical music. And they said additional elements contribute to its progressive label. Lyrics were more poetic, technology was harnessed for new sounds, music approached the condition of art, and the studio rather than the stage became the focus of musical activity, which often involved creating music for listening rather than dancing. And I know prog rock because like Genesis is a good example of prog rock, but it's just a lot of music, not a lot of singing. So that's where it started. And then what happened was when Peter Gabriel left Genesis in 1975, he went to his own successful solo career, starting with Salisbury Hill as his first single. And then in his 1986, he had his 5th studio album called So. It's, they say, this best-selling release, and it was certified triple platinum in the UK and 5 times platinum here in the US. The album's most successful single is the one we're talking about today with the misheard song lyric, which is Sledgehammer. And it won, they say, a record 9 MTV Music Awards at the 1987 MTV Video Music Awards. And as of 2011, there was a report that it was actually MTV's most played music video at the time, back in 2011. So more to come. So Gabriel has been what they say a champion of world music for much of his career. He actually co-founded the WOMAD, W-O-M-A-D festival in 1982. He's also focused on producing and promoting world music through his Real World Records label. That's a lot of R's. He has pioneered digital distribution methods of music, co-founding OD2, one of the first online music download services. Boy, he's been busy. He's also been involved with numerous humanitarian efforts. In 1980, he released an anti-apartheid single called Biko. He also participated in numerous human rights benefits concerts, including Amnesty International's Human Rights Now tour in 1988, and co-founded the Witness Human Rights Organization in 1992. Mr. Gabriel also developed the Elders with Richard Branson, or Sir Richard Branson, which was launched by Nelson Mandela in 2007. So he has won 3 Brit Awards, winning Best British Male in 1987, 6 Grammy Awards, 13 MTV Music Awards. He was the first pioneer award at the BT Digital Music Awards, the Q Magazine Lifetime Achievement, the Ivor Novello Award for Lifetime Achievement, and the Polar Music Prize. Wow. He was made a BMI icon at the 57th Annual BMI London Awards for his influence on generations of music makers. And in recognition of many years of his human rights activism, he received the Man of Peace Award from the Nobel Peace Prize laureates in 2006. I did not know that. And Time Magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2008. So that's amazing. He was also described by AllMusic as one of rock's most ambitious, innovative musicians, as well as the most political. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Genesis back in 2010, and then as a solo artist in 2014. And in March 2015, he was awarded an honorary doctorate from the University of South Australia in recognition of his achievements in music. It was released, so in this song about what we're talking about today with Sledgehammer, it was actually released in April of 1986 as the lead single from Peter Gabriel's fifth studio album, So, and I was about 14, so I remember it well. And so more about the song. The song actually features this, what they call synthesized, I think I want to say it, shakuhachi flute. It's that sound you saw. It's synthesized, and it was generated by, they say here, an EMU Emulator 2 sampler for those music geeks out there. Gabriel said the cheap organ sound comes from an expensive Prophet 5 synth, which he regards as an old warhorse, sound tool. Okay, the backing vocals were by a P.P. Arnold, Coral, China Wine, Gordon, D. Lewis, who also did the backing for Big Time, great song, and then Sledgehammer is Gabriel's only #1 hit. Ironically, it replaced Invisible Touch by his former band Genesis, coincidentally the group's only also US #1. They said at the time Genesis lead singer Phil Collins later jested about the occurrence in a 2014 interview stating, quote unquote, "I read recently that Peter Gabriel knocked us off the #1 spot with Sledgehammer. We weren't aware of that at the time. If we had been, we probably had sent him a telegram saying, 'Congratulations, bastard.'" You gotta love that. Sledgehammer also achieved success on the Billboard charts in 1986, spanning the album rock tracks 2 weeks at the Summit in May and June, and Hot Dance Club Play 1 week atop the charts in July. The single release included the previously unreleased Don't Break This Rhythm and an 85 remix of 1982's I Have the Touch. U.S. versions of the single contain an extended dance remix of Sledgehammer. If you have it, you're lucky to have it. Sounds like it might be hard to find. But the big thing I want to talk about is the music video. So I remember as a 14-year-old seeing this, I was intrigued. It looked so much different than any other videos out there and had no idea about the sexual content about Sledgehammer. I mean, it started the video with a film of sperm. Hello. But again, had no idea. So when I looked at it at YouTube, it was originally posted on YouTube back on September 24th, 2012, so 11 years ago, and it's at a whopping 68, almost 69 million views. Wow. The Sledgehammer music video was commissioned by Tessa Watts at Virgin Records and directed by Stephen R. Johnson and produced by Adam Whitaker. A studio by the name of Aardman Animations and the Brothers Quape did the claymation, pixelation, and stop motion animation that gave life to images in that song. That's what was so intriguing, because there were so many mediums all in one video. And it said here, many of these techniques have been employed in earlier music videos, such as Talking Heads' 1985 hit Road to Nowhere, also directed by Johnson. That's why it has that same look and feel. The style was later used in the video for Big Time, another single from So, which I get it. And what they did was Gabriel had to lay under a sheet of glass for 16 hours while filming the video one frame at a time. He said, "It took a lot of hard work. I was thinking at the time, if anyone wants to try and copy the video, good luck to them." That's hilarious. And then what they use is, you'll notice in the middle part, even in the part when we sing the misheard song lyric part where it's, I get it right, I kick the habit. That's when you see two headless chickens, I guess they're chickens, yes, dancing. And so that was done there. And they were animated using stop motion and shown dancing along to that same synthesized shakuhachi solo flute. This section was animated by a Nick Park at Aardman Animations, giving you a shout out, at that time, who was refining his work in plasticine animation at the time. Amazing. And then the video ended with a large group of extras, they say, jerkily rotating around Gabriel. Among them, this is a did you know, were his daughters Anna Marie and Melanie, the animators themselves, and director Stephen Johnson's girlfriend. So that's what happens when you're dating the director in the video. Also included were 6 women who posed as the backing vocalists of the song. And it did well. Because it was played a lot on MTV at that time, like I said, it won 9 MTV Video Music Awards in 1987. At that time, the most awards a single video has won. Let me read it. So in 1987, at the MTV Video Music Awards, they won Video of the Year, Best Male Video, Best Concept Video, Most Experimental Video, Best Overall Performance, and Best Direction. And then they were nominated for 3 Grammys, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. Didn't win any Grammys then, but for the Brit Awards, he was nominated for British Single of the Year and British Video of the Year, and won for British Video of the Year. So well done. It also ranked at number 4 of MTV's 100 greatest music videos ever made. That was in 1999. It might have gone up, gone down in the list, but in 1999 it was number 4. And they said Sledgehammer has been declared MTV's #1 animated video at the time, like I shared. It ranked number 2 on VH1's top 20 videos of the 80s. And like I said, it won the Best British Video at the 1987 Brit Awards, and was also nominated for the Best Music Video category for the first annual Soul Train Music Awards in that same year. And according to Time magazine, Sledgehammer's music video is the all-time most played music video on MTV. That's interesting. So now you know a little bit more about who Peter Gabriel was, or is. He's still with us. And it's not about shaving his skin, it's shedding his skin. And of course, he was part of the prog rock movement when he was with Genesis. And I love that he still has sounds like a good reputation or a good feel with his former bandmates like Phil Collins from Genesis. So if you have any great suggestions like this misheard song lyric, please send it to any of our social media sites, which is Twitter, now called X, I guess, Facebook, Insta, or you can just send me a good old-fashioned email at misheard, that's MISSHEARD songs @gmail.com. Till then, keep singing those songs wrong. Bye!